Hey nerds, welcome back, and I'm going to take us to someplace unexpected today. I wasn't expecting to love this book, but I certainly do. Spoiler alert, it's definitely an add to my pull list. I want to go over something new and unexpected, and that's Infernal Hulk #1. So I've been pretty hot and heavy with DC, but Marvel just unleashed one of its most brutal and monstrous renditions of the Hulk we've ever seen. Hulk #1 just dropped a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week actually, and it's not just a new direction for the Hulk itself, but it's the start of what Marvel's calling the Age of Monsters. So we're going to break down how we got here, what goes on in issue #1 of Infernal Hulk, and whether or not you want to add it to your pull list. And as I already told you, it's definitely a recommend for me. So before we dive here, we're going to do some quick context and kind of go back to how we got to Infernal Hulk #1. For me, I had to catch up because I have not been reading the Hulk, nor am I necessarily a Incredible Hulk fan. I do like the character of the Hulk, but I kind of like the Hulk in things. I've never really been a regular reader of the Hulk. I definitely, back in the day when Dale Keown was drawing and Peter David was writing, and then of course I think Bruce Jones had a great run there in the early 2000s. So I've checked in on the Incredible Hulk, but I've never really been a consistent Hulk reader. So first off, the concept was what caught my eye, and then the art was pretty dazzling. So I figured I'd give it a shot. And then I was kind of blown away by the story itself. So I had to go back and do a little research. So I'll try to summarize it for you. So apparently, Philip Kennedy Johnson has been steering the Incredible Hulk now for a few years. And apparently the story has been going more towards a deeper horror territory than it has in the past. And it's definitely delved into horror, but this has been a pretty much a concentrated effort, apparently, by Philip Kennedy Johnson to get there and kind of reforming the Hulk around ancient myths, cosmic nightmares, and just the growing idea that Hulk's transformations kind of come from primordial forces older than humanity. It's not just necessarily the sci-fi origin of the Hulk that we know it. Not a wholesale reinvention of the character, but just a little more added depth and definitely steered it towards the horror elements, which I found really, really cool and makes a lot of sense considering, the Hulk is really kind of based around body horror. And, there's a lot of mental, split personalities with Bruce Banner and the Hulk and all the different incarnations of the Hulk. So it definitely makes sense to dive into the horror field. So I haven't gone back and necessarily read every single issue, but I definitely recapped a lot of it. But the most recent run of the Incredible Hulk that was written by Philip Kennedy Johnson peaked when this ancient entity called the Eldest literally tore the Hulk out of Bruce Banner. So they are now separate entities, no longer one entity. And essentially, this is a bit of a possession story where the Eldest now has taken the body of the Hulk for itself. And the Infernal Hulk really picks up right after those moments. So I'm going to go back and read those books. I'm interested to see how they got there. But just to summarize it for you, if you plan on picking up Infernal Hulk #1, that's kind of just a really brief overview. So we have the typical Bruce Banner is now powerless and cut off from the Hulk, no longer has the Hulk power or the able to turn into the Hulk. And Hulk is now possessed by something far older and meaner and smarter, and it is driving the monster that is the Hulk and the force that is Hulk to do some pretty horrifically horrible, evil things. The art's by an artist by the name of Nick Klein, who I don't know if I'm necessarily familiar with as well, but I'm going to look back and check out because his work is a perfect match for what they're doing. The body horror of Hulk, the textures that he draws, the creature designs, the panel work, it really makes Infernal Hulk feel wrong in the best of ways. Like he just looks wrong. The characters look wrong. Everything looks ugly and not and deformed, but it's also like really, really oppressive and definitely has a huge monstrous tone. The colors by Matthew Wilson are just absolutely phenomenal. I really like the way this book looks, which caught my attention, which made me buy it initially. So, and then I just got captivated by the story. Without spoiling too much, I'm going to go over the core of what issue #1 is about. Like I said, the previous Hulk book led up to Infernal Hulk #1, so we're already open with the world is kind of reacting to the new Infernal version of the Hulk, a Hulk that is angry, predatory, more so than angry. He's more just predatory and cunning, I should say. His mission is to bring back an ancient monstrous age by reshaping the world and even reshaping its heroes into twisted versions of themselves. So I'm interested to see if there's going to be some more infernal versions of other Marvel characters that can add to the cast of characters on this. I definitely think that'll be kind of cool. Bruce Banner is alive. Again, he's separate from the Hulk and he's pretty desperate, scrambling to stay ahead of the destruction while trying to figure out how he can stop a creature using the Hulk as a weapon, something that he's been struggling, for his entire life to control himself. So it's not your traditional Banner Hulk struggle from within, but like I said, it's a possession style story where Banner is now facing the Hulk externally. So we have the typical Bruce Banner is now powerless and cut off from the Hulk, no longer has the Hulk power or the able to turn into the Hulk. And it is now Hulk is now possessed by something far older and meaner and smarter. So does the book deliver? I say 100%. It definitely does. The book wastes no time. You understand the threat instantly. You understand what's going on instantly. Even like I said, even if you don't read those previous issues of Incredible Hulk, it doesn't take much really for you to figure out what's going on. The art writer just doubles down on the horror. The art just carries the energy. And I love that, you know, the Hulk is the main character here. And I'm looking forward to seeing how, you know, Banner deals with it, you know, with Hulk being the threat. So I don't know about you. I'm totally into this book. I think you guys, well, the first issue is already sold out. Sorry to tell you. You're going to have to wait for a second print. If not, you want to jump on eBay and pick up a copy there. Maybe your local comic book store may have a copy for you. If you didn't order it or put it in your pull list, it may be tough for you to find on the shelf. I had to get creative and figure out where to get it. So, my guys at Carter Comics, they always hook me up. So drop your comments. Let me know if you got a chance, if you're planning on reading this. If you're not and want to go pick it up and read it, and if you liked it as much as me, I'd love to hear about it. If not, online, you'd be happy to come check us out at Carter's Comics. We're doing our monthly Nerd link ups. Another one in January, which we're going to try to do on monthly. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you guys around. Talk to you soon.